Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another podcast. The boys are back. Flawless, Aaron, and Realist. Oh, I was going to Realist for a second. Saeed, how you doing, boys?
Yeah, man, it's good to be on, man. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, pleasure as always. If you don't know who these guys are, obviously, as I always said, you must be living under a rock if you're a Man United fan. Check out the socials in the link in the description. As always, drop a like and subscribe. I think we're quite close to 500 now, so hopefully we can hit that in the near future. But let's flip and get straight into it. Obviously, there's a lot to discuss. We're going to start with the defeat against Sevilla. Obviously, we don't want to talk in too much detail about the game itself. But Saeed, we'll come to you first and foremost regarding the defeat. How are you feeling? I saw your tweet actually caught me a bit off guard. You didn't blame Ollie. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit surprised.
No.
But how are you feeling after the game, and how are you feeling? It's been a couple of days now since then. Have you had a chance to think about it, or what are your thoughts overall?
I think it's sunk in now that obviously we're out and whatnot, and it's, you know what I mean. I think the reality that we're facing right now, I feel like, you know what I mean, there's no more anger anymore. You know what I mean, that kind of gutted feeling, I feel that's just gone just for now, because of the only thing that's doing that is the transfer news and whatnot. And you know what I mean, are we going to sign this person? Are we going to sign this other person? I thought that's why I didn't blame Ollie. People think that I've got an agenda with Ollie. Yeah. I just want what's best for Man United, and everyone knows my views. I don't think Ollie's going to be the man to get us trophies, and ultimately that's my only issue with him being there. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I just think tactically in that game, it was just spot on. You know what I mean? We had the chances. He can't finish them chances. He's on the bench. But my only concern is the in-game management is not there for me. And them substitutions, I keep saying it again, man. I understand there's not quality off the bench. I understand it. But you know, as a manager, you have to risk take. You have to say to yourself, listen, it's a team game. Like, no matter what, it's a team game. You know what I mean? Perisic, I don't know if you watch Perisic, but he plays for Bayern Munich. He comes in here and there. And I'm not comparing it Perisic and Mato, but you've got to gamble sometimes. You've got to gamble and say, you know what, mate, Mato, I want you to do this, this, and this. And for me, Juan Mata, is he better than Vasquez? I think he's better than Vasquez. Igalo, is he better than Luke de Jong, who failed at Newcastle? I think he is. But the problem is you have to use them correctly. And what you got to say to the manager has to come with a plan B. The plan B has to be worked on the training ground. So, right, when we're losing the game, we've got 20 minutes to go, I want it to be in this shape. So the shape is maybe 4-4-2. Maybe put Martial on the left. Maybe you put Igalo and someone else up top, or you know, Greenwood up top, and then you play Daniel James on the right. I understand Daniel James is not in confidence right now, but you've got to try, mate. This was a player, where he had a brilliant game against Norwich. What is the game for me? The way he was in behind, he got us a penalty, and he got us a goal when he put Rashford in through. Game against Man City, I thought it was absolutely brilliant in terms of, you know what I mean, Otamendi and the other defender stretching them wide. Game against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, I thought it was pivotal in terms of how we're pressing and whatnot. There is a Daniel James can be used correctly. Mata can be used correctly. Lingard can be used correctly. But the problem is you've got a manager who, for me, lacks that ability of managing players. He can bring them up and he can give them confidence in terms of, you know what I mean, put an arm around their shoulders. I don't mind that. But what it is, that's not going to count for nothing when other teams are ruthless. Tottenham want to win trophies. Every single person wants to win trophies. For me, all this hugging and good vibes FC, we have to get that out of the system. I understand it gives a better morale and players play better.
Good vibes FC.
You know what I mean? I don't want to become that. I don't want to become like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's just happy to be there. Like, I don't want that, man. Like, we've got to win trophies, man. Martial, Pogba. You're looking at Paul Pogba, man. This guy hasn't won a league title yet. He's been here, 4 seasons? This is probably his 5th season, I think this is. How long more is he going to stay here? Think, you know what? Martial. You know what I mean? If we don't win a trophy next season, which for me is very, very likely. Man City have only won the Carabao Cup. It's dog eat dog, guys. People don't understand this, man. It's dog eat dog, and you have to be the best. Creme de la creme, man. People like Barcelona, they always find a solution. They haven't won the league. They haven't won the Champions League. What does he go do? Get the manager out. Sack him. Another manager comes in. You're working 2-3 seasons. Man United have to get this over. For me, this love affair with the manager. I understand he's a legend of football club, but what you got to understand is we haven't got time to be thinking 2, 5, 6 years down the line. This is a moment where Man United have to catch up quickly, because Liverpool will only get better. You're looking at them getting a Thiago now. They'll probably no. That's what I'm going to say to you.
Thiago, but I know Aaron's got it as well, man. We spoke about him in depth on the last one, man. I'm absolutely fuming about that.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. The level for me, Man United fans, I just don't want us to rest, man. This is not a time to rest, guys. I understand Ollie's bringing a dynamic form, a dynamic, kind of a feeling to Old Trafford. I've seen it at Old Trafford. It's buzzing right now. You know what I mean? People want to come to Old Trafford, but the problem is though, we've got a manager who's very, very deficient in terms of he lacks the ability to change things around. When things are not working, he lacks that. And for me, yeah, I just don't know, man. For me, obviously, you're going to give him a new season. They're going to give him a new season next season, yeah. But I'm just worried, yeah, that we could become a team where we almost like take the good vibes, play football, pretty football. That was Arsenal that used to do that, and they're happy now. You know, I mean, they're happy winning the FA Cup. That's what they are now. And I feel like Man United fans, are we going to become that? That's my issue.
Yeah, first and foremost, obviously, regarding the good vibes, I hear what you're saying. I think it is important to have that in the dressing room, but again, I agree. You gotta have more than that. But at the end of the day, it's not. Yeah. I'd be good vibes in the dressing room if I was getting paid flipping 30 grand to be letting how much these guys are. Do you know what I mean? Also, you spoke about Spurs wanting to win trophies. They can want to win trophies as much as they want. They win shit. So obviously they're irrelevant. So we take them out of the equation. But Flawless, we have got a few questions. A lot obviously regarding what Saeed said. Just off the back of what he said regarding Ali. I think in terms of the substitutions, for me personally. And what I said during the game, when I was doing the watch on my brother, is you've got to roll the dice, man. Sometimes in life, right, things don't make sense. But if you don't gamble, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. And if you don't change it, nothing's going to change. Like he made no changes, and I was pissed off about that. I thought, to be honest with you, a lot of people said he should have made change when we conceded. I thought the change should have came before they scored. I thought like 70th minute, maybe 75th minute, just before they scored. Like he had to take Rashford off, man. The guy was dying against Copenhagen. And he literally took him off for 8 minutes, like when he was dead at 90, and he literally let play for 20 minutes at the time. So I do agree with that. His substitutions have been bizarre to say the least. But Flores, what is your thoughts on? Is there a reason behind that? Obviously, Saeed alluded to the fact that the players on the bench aren't really match winners, etc. There's quite a few comments. I will come to them in a second, but just interested to see what you've got to say on that, Flores.
The reason why I wasn't pissed, like you mentioned there, you was pissed about him not making changes. And the reason why I wasn't as angry as you or Saeed or Aaron when he didn't make changes and we lost that match is because we've seen Ollie do this before. It's not like it's new. We've seen him make changes late. The game against Copenhagen, the round before, he made changes late. We can pinpoint, we can pretty much pick out any match and he's made changes, making subs in the 85th minute, the 86th minute, the 87th minute to try and affect games. So the reason why I'm not mad is because this is what you do. Like, this is Ollie through and through. And I also don't get mad at him because he doesn't have the skill set to roll the dice and make changes. I've said he's not good enough. I don't believe he is good enough. So I can't get mad at him not making changes and doing what we want him to do because it's not in your skill set. It's like taking a Dan James, let's just use Dan James for an example, and expecting him to go on the pitch, do step overs, go past 3 man and stick it top bins. That's unfair because he's not good enough. Yeah, you can be upset that he's not good enough, but it's the same thing with Ollie. That's why I compared them to, because Ollie is just, to me, is just not good enough. So I'm done getting mad. I'm past that point of getting mad at him. This is all you're going to be. This is literally it. You're going to play this 11. It's either it's going to work or it's going to not. But that being said, I said it at the time, I don't blame him for that defeat. If our attackers do what they're supposed to do and finish those chances, we win the game. And us four on the show now are having a complete different conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same way if the defenders do what they're supposed to do and defend, then we're having a complete different conversation because them 2 goals we conceded are absolutely criminal. In a European semi-final, them goals are criminal. And what makes them worse is it wasn't one individual error. The first one's 2 people, Wan-Bissaka, Brandon Williams. So 2 out of your back 4 have made mistakes for the first goal. The second goal, 3 out of your back 4 are making basic errors. Williams, go and close down the cross a little bit quicker. Like, try and Navas didn't even do a trick. It's not like he beat him with a bit of skill. He literally got it out his feet, whipped it. Lindelof, you're the centre back. So to me, my centre back in that situation takes command. You take command and deal with that situation. Wan-Bissaka can see everything. And I've been a big fan of Wan-Bissaka this season, even though he has tailed off after lockdown. You can see everything. Just talk. So it was great to see Bruno and Lindelof It's great to see Bruno digging him out. You deserve to be dug out for that. That's a terrible error you've made.
Yeah, definitely.
And the fact, and I hope he responded to Bruno in an angry manner just because he's angry at that moment in time. I don't want to believe he thinks that's not his fault. Because if Lindelof thinks that, we have major issues if he doesn't see that's his fault. So yeah, in terms of that, like, that's why my expectations for next season ain't too high, because I know Ollie's limitations. He's a limited manager. He's very limited. So I can't expect you to make changes and change systems and roll of the dice. No, I'm just hoping United add quality, and then we add quality, and then we see more games like the last game, like the Sevilla game. I was actually happy with the performance.
Yeah, same.
Because we created a lot of chances. And I've been very critical of United's failure to create chances. But we created plenty of chances. And if we play like that for the majority of next season, we'll win a lot of football matches. So if you add quality in, his lack of coaching, the quality can help him get away with that. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, so you're kind of alluding to what a lot of people are saying, that Bruno's kind of papered over the cracks potentially. Obviously, we'll have to wait until next season, depending on what the situation is with that.
Well, let's say,
go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he has kind of papered over the cracks in terms of if he doesn't come in, we don't get that bounce type of thing. Because like I've said before, you take Pogba, Bruno, Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, any of us four could manage those five. That's an easy five to manage. And the thing is, he's even still misusing Pogba. Pogba being played in a DM role is absolutely criminal. But because he's that good, he can still affect games. I don't get why we just don't play 4-3-3. Just play it's like Ollie forgets when he was interim manager and United went on that run and we were slapping teams left, right, and centre. And we won 8 games in a bounce. We won everywhere in London. Like, we were treating London like we were buying at this point. And we were slapping everybody. We beat Palace, we beat Chelsea back to back. We beat Arsenal. Lingard was dancing. Like, we was buying at that point. But then it's kind of like he then got the job, and then you put Pogba in this 4-2-3-1 that you are completely fixated on. And I don't understand why, but it is what it is. Let's hope he gets more quality, because it's needed regardless of who's the manager.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. In terms of adding more quality, I think we all can agree that the squad's completely poor. And there was some guy on Twitter arguing with me, I don't know why, saying that our squad's second best in the league. I don't know why he was smoking, but the guy wouldn't get out of my mentions. But Aaron will come to.
Here's the thing.
There's always a couple people what's going on. They must be like, tell us something.
Yeah, people are wilding. I don't think. Sorry, just to cut you off, Usmaan. I don't think the squad's as bad as people make out, though. Is it great? No. But is the squad bad? No. Look at Liverpool, who won the league. Me and Aaron were speaking about this on one of his shows. Look at Liverpool's bench, and they just won the league. Who would you take from the day man of Origi, Shaqiri,
exactly,
Milner? Who else is on their bench? That's what I'm saying. So all this, United need a better bench. Like, there's nobody. Us four now, we're all like know football very well in terms of like knowledge. There's no one from Liverpool. I can't even name Liverpool 7 on their bench. I don't know a 10 from them. You know what I'm saying? That bench isn't filled with stars. It's not, but our squad is what it is. Sorry.
It's how you manage it, though. It's how you manage it.
Yeah, yes. No, it's definitely about how you manage it. Aaron, what are your thoughts on obviously what Flawless and Saeed said? Obviously, Flawless more alluded to the fact that, you know, this is Ollie's ceiling, basically. A lot of people in the comments, there's quite a few that have passed by, but a lot have said practically the same thing as Flawless. You know, I have no prospects for Ollie. We'll just put this one on the screen. I have no prospects for Ollie progressing to the next level in terms of silverware. Has he taken us as far as we can go? Aaron, sorry.
Oh, yeah. I think he has. I think he has taken us as far as you can go, because remember when the restart was about to happen, you know, I think I spoke to you as well, and I spoke to Flawless and Saeed and everyone else, and I said, now we literally have no excuses. Everyone is fit.
Yeah.
There are literally no excuses for us not to make top 4. There are no excuses for us not to score goals, because at that point we'd already seen what Bruno was about, and we was all like, "Oh my God, we can't wait for Bruno and Pogba to play together."
Yeah.
Remember, it was all gassed because we knew the levels that we had with you know, Bruno and Pogba playing together, and we start playing games, and all of a sudden you see that, you know, it's still not quite there, and here we go again. You know, excuses are being made. Oh, this is not in place. He hasn't got his plays. He's not being backed. And I thought about it, because I was one of the people that said he wasn't backed. But then I thought about it and I was like, hold on a minute. Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, James, Bruno Fernandes. He's been backed. So technically speaking, the Europa League should have been a good silverware. Like technically, we should have made it to the final. Yeah. Honestly, yes, I agree. That game, we didn't take our chances. We basically played around with it, and we didn't finish our dinner. So it's our own fault. But the FA Cup, League Cup, we should have gone to finals with that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, you've got 1 year left on your contract, possibly. You've talked about all this progress, and and people saying he's improved this player and he's improved that player, he's improved. Okay, that's cool. Well, now it's time to deliver. I want to see, in this new season that's starting now, 2020, 2021, I want to see a trophy. I don't care what it is. If it's, okay, the Champions League is a bit far-fetched, but whether it's the Champions League.
If you win the Champions League, I should have beat off me. I'm telling you now.
That's when you deserve to find their contract.
Under Ali, if you win the Champions League, I should have beat off live show.
Whether it's
ooh, that's a wait, Usmaan, that's a big thing. Don't do that. Don't do it, man. You'll be like Saeed having to sing Ollie's at the wheel outside the Etihad. Be careful with these things, Be careful.
If he wins the Champions League, he deserves a 5-year contract.
Say no more, man.
I'll tell you what.
Whether it's the Premier League, whether it's the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup are two of the most realistic trophies we should be able to win. Like, honestly, come on, man. The League Cup, we should be able to win that. Yeah. It doesn't have a significance, but in terms of trophies or the FA Cup, it should be
mentality,
possible.
Isn't it, really?
Arsenal won it, man. Arsenal won it. So we can, surely, if Arsenal can win it, we can win it. Do you see what I mean? So right now, this is the season, this new season that's starting now, I'm going to have no sympathy whatsoever, because all the excuses of he hasn't got his team, now he does. He does have his team. Yeah. Like, people do not get it twisted. He does have his team. Like, how many more players do you want? Because you're not going to get 5-6 players in one window. We're not going to get that. So because of that, I mean, you've gotten rid of all the players that you didn't want. Okay, so you do have your team. So this is my opinion on it. I think it's highly time that we start winning things. And I think, yes, he is a club legend, but look at it from the board's perspective. I think, the reason why they haven't extended his contract yet is because they're looking at him like, okay, we want to see what you can do. We're going to give you Sancho, but can you win stuff now? Do you know what I mean? I think the board are looking at it from that perspective. They're looking at him and saying, okay, Ali, we're going to give you Sancho, but it's time to deliver. And I think if we're going to sit here...
Aaron, what's going on?
Sorry?
Are they giving us Sancho? You got some in-the-know information that you want to share? What?
No, but I'm just like, hypothetically speaking, we're going to give you Sancho, and then you've got to deliver. I don't want to be, and I said it on my reaction as well with the boys, and I said, I don't want to be sitting here with you guys next year around the same time. What's the date today? I don't want to be sitting here on the 19th of August, 2021, still talking about progress. I don't want that.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to be sitting here on the 19th of August, 2021, talking to you guys, talking about, we won this trophy. We won this trophy. And in the Champions League, we got this far. Do you see what I mean? I want to be talking about those kind of things. I don't want to be sitting here for 2 years talking about progress, man. No. I don't want that. So, that's my take on it.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't take that long to implement a system. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it shouldn't take you 2.5 years to implement a system to be challenging. I actually want to talk about the trophies. Obviously, we've lost 3 in 3 now in terms of semi-finals. If you're losing the final, you're losing the semi-final. It don't mean nothing. But in terms of the mentality side, is that a lot of people are saying that, we bottled it. Against Sevilla, I think we bottled it. Against Chelsea, I think Ollie bottled it. And I think the Man City game, it could have went either way, really. Because to be fair, we beat them on the night, and I thought we were quite good on that day. It's just football, and the better team does. Let's be real, innit? But I think it was 1-for-1. So against Sevilla, I think the players definitely bottled it. But against Chelsea, it was on Ollie. Is there a case that the mentality of the players, apart from maybe Bruno, potentially maybe Pogba, Matic, some winners in there, it's still quite weak, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, you know what, spot on, mate. There's not enough winners in the team, and people are talking about getting the likes of just Sancho only. You can even look at it, Sancho, man. Sancho really hasn't won anything of significance, and you need just more than that. You need, for me, Partey. I don't know why Man United not going for Partey. He's won a couple of trophies.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
You know what I mean?
It's baffling, man. I don't understand. Buy one of these guys, Partey and Didi, at least put in a bid, man. What's going on?
You know what I mean? You've got to go. And people are saying about Koulibaly. For me, it's absolutely laughable, Koulibaly. Yeah, this guy, is. I don't get this football club and the mentality of the fans. What they're saying is, they're saying, go get Gabriel. For me, he's unproven. And they're saying, Koulibaly is not what you need right now. He's old, he's injury prone. You know what I mean? He's all this and that. Yeah, this guy was a player who was 3 or 4 years player of the year or team of the year for Napoli. You know what I mean? This guy is an absolute beast. Yeah, but the problem is, yeah, we're in a state of here where what looks nice on paper, what name looks like on paper. We need to stop that mentality, man. Like, there's not enough players there. Like, for me, yeah, I've always questioned, yeah, when we bought Harry Maguire and what's he called, Wan-Bissaka. I almost looked at it and I thought, you know what, man? Like, what? I like what they're about, yeah, but did we almost just go in there without looking at other options? That was my issue here. And I looked at the spineless squad. I thought, yeah, Matic is okay. You know what I mean? I'm thinking there, you know what I mean? Rashford he's not won anything. You know what I mean? Martial's in there. There's a lot of players there that haven't got any silverware. Like maybe a Europa League.
They got Europa League, I think.
But some of them weren't even in the squad. Like, you know, I think Mkhitaryan was playing. You know what I mean? I don't even think Rashford and Martial even played.
Yeah, no. I know. I remember them celebrating in the changing rooms, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll get this team up. I know Mkhitaryan and Pogba squad in there.
Mkhitaryan, Pogba squad. No, some of them in that place. Yeah, I've not seen any titles, and that for me is worrying, man. Because I look at the spineless squad and I'm thinking, yeah, but then you go and buy Gabriel. He's not won anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. You go and buying, I don't know, what's it called? You know what I mean? We're not David Brooks. Oh man, you know what I mean? Like, you know what it is? It's baffling, man. Because you got Van der Beek here, who looks like a serial winner. He looks like a player. He's gone to final Champions League, won a lot of Dutch titles. You're thinking, right? You got mentality right there. A player who wants to win, right? 40 million. I'm only asking for 40 million. Ajax are only asking for 40 million. Nah, you know what? We'll go for David Brooks. You know what? Nothing against David Brooks, yeah. We'll go for him, yeah. Where for me, Bournemouth is his level. I'll be real out here. Bournemouth is his level. I've seen some games, yeah. There's been some games. Why are Bournemouth down then? You know what I mean? People are saying they've been injured, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are Bournemouth down then? You know what I mean? He should have been at least part of that squad of getting them goals or assisting goals. What is his stats this season? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, for me, we're just looking at good vibes, man. For me, that guy, what's his name? For me, will become another Daniel James. Because what will happen is, yeah, this is a scenario for all you fans here that are saying David Brooks is a good signing. What will happen is he'll start off good, maybe get here and there, get an assist here and there. But then when reality comes in and Ollie can't coach him into what he wants to become, yeah, then it'll become what a waste, 40 million waste. Like Dan James wants to get in now. Dan James for me is a scapegoat. He should never ever be part of the first team in terms of, you know what I mean, making a real difference. He's a player who can come in, help out here and there, but not become a mainstay in the team. That's the same with David Brooks. When he comes off the bench here and he doesn't provide any assists or he doesn't affect the game, we'll be like, wow, what we spent 40 million in for. Player, for me, if you're spending 40 million, I want him in my first 11, man. Exactly. I don't know about you guys, yeah? If you go in the first 11, man, what's going on?
Here's the thing, though.
You've got some sort of talent that the whole of Europe is looking at and saying that's why you're worth 40 million. And the reason why I'm, again, same as Saeed, I'm not against David Brooks. I'm sure he's a very good kid and whatever. But he's not even the best player in his team, man. Like, Manchester United, we used to go to teams and take their best players. Yeah. David Brooks is not the best player at Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? With all due respect to David Brooks, yeah, I'll take Josh King before I take David Brooks, bro. I'm telling you, I'll take Josh King before I take Brooks.
I wouldn't. I've seen, to be fair, because I worked at Sheffield United Academy, and that's where he's from. I've seen him train like in that Sheffield Academy, and I've seen a lot of people. I don't think he can't. He's about 22. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. You know, actually, he's a proper baller. Like, but hear me out. I'm not saying we should sign him, especially for 40 million. I put a tweet. I said, if you pay anything more than 25, you're getting robbed, basically.
That's what I'm on about. Anything more than 25.
And on top, if he's a replacement for Grealish, as in we can't afford Grealish, but we get Brooks and Sancho, then I think that's decent business. Although there's a potential it could be James 2.0, I'm not gonna lie, but he's a good player, to be fair. He's a bit like Januzaj, basically. You know how Januzaj plays on to see. He's very similar to Januzaj.
Even if we do get David Brooks here, I don't trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be a good enough manager to improve him, because we're gonna get him and he'll still be stagnating on the same level, the same way Daniel James, before he came in, everyone was talking about his pace. The season after, the thing he still has is his pace. That's it. Do you know what I mean? We're still talking about his pace, and I don't feel like he's improving. Yes, someone can say that it's his own fault, but I honestly think, yeah, if we would have gone to Leeds, he would have been a sick player, you know, because he would have gone into a set system that Bielsa has put in place for his players to thrive in. Do you see what I'm saying? Daniel James came into a disjointed team that's relying on individual brilliance when Daniel James is not the type of player to show individual brilliance. Daniel James is the type of player you put him in a system and he executes a job. That's the kind of player he is. So I don't know. You can get a David Brooks. That's fine. You can fill in your quota of British players. But how are you improving him? How are you improving him? And what I said as well is, people forget we're playing Champions League football. We are playing against the elite level of football in Europe. Do you see what I mean? And because we didn't win the Europa League, we finished third in the Premier League. That means we are not top seed, people. We are not top seed. We're going to be in a group with one of the winners that won their respective leagues. So that's gonna be either PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, what's it called? Ajax. We could be in a group of Liverpool. I don't know what the rule is.
I don't think. No,
you can't.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's take other big leagues. Okay, so we've got PSG, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Ajax, Juventus. We're gonna guarantee one of these clubs is gonna be in our group. Yeah. So you're telling me you're gonna go to a Bayern Munich, the legs are tired, and David Brooks is the answer? Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, man, he's gonna roll on, stick it top bins, man. I'm telling you, fam. Yeah, man. David Brooks,
he's
man.
He's the English Robin, Aaron. Listen,
because Bayern Munich, they look at it. Obviously, they won their league and they're flying in the Champions League right now. But let's say next season they play against us and they feel the same. Okay, legs are tired. Okay, no problem. Müller, come on. Coleman, come on. Goretzka, come on. Sane, come on. Like, they've got sick players on the bench, you know, while we've got what? David Brooks? Nah, come on, man.
Yeah, just to add, just to give you a couple of players that we can get for 40 million. Basically, Partey, if we get rid of, I don't know, one of our dead players. So, add a 10 million. Chelsea's paid less for Ziyech. What is the buy for like 30 something? You know, obviously, there's flipping Thiago as well that we've mentioned on numerous shows, less than Brooks as well. I do agree. I don't think we should go for him. I think hopefully it's smokescreen and we're just being linked to everyone like we were last season. Florida's coming to you, mate. Obviously, it's similar to what we've just discussed. Basically saying that we finished on the same points as Chelsea and they've already signed Werner and Ziyech. Ramona's talking about them getting Havertz as well. You know, they've spoken basically what the Havertz situation is similar to our Sanchez situation. The 20 million off basically negotiating that. So there's a strong chance they'll get Havertz. He's actually pushing the move, unlike it seems that Sancho is. Obviously, what are your thoughts on the way their business is done? I just want to ask you regarding our structure. I know obviously you guys have spoken about this already on your own podcast, but I just feel like let's just say Ollie's out the picture, right? Let's just take Ollie out the picture because let's be real, he's probably a puppet anyways, isn't it? He's just a manager, and put Poch in, right? And just say he inherits his team. Realistically speaking, the football will get better. You know, we'll have a system, you'll have X, Y, and Z, you might bring the best of certain players. But realistically speaking, with the structure that we got, do you still think we can actually challenge for that actual high accolades?
Here's the thing, with a better manager, like you said, not only does the football get better, the results get better. And United aren't that far away. To me, we are only 3 or 4 players away from challenging for the Premier League and being in the race. And I don't think we are literally, to me, a left back, a centre back, a holding midfielder, and a right winger away from challenging for the Premier League. And then when you add a manager of Pochettino's caliber or another high caliber manager, even with all the issues off the pitch, yes, we could challenge. Do I think we can sustain it? Absolutely not. But do I believe we say we could pick up a Champions League or Premier League, FA Cups, League Cups, even though FA Cups and League Cups ain't major trophies? Yeah, 1000% we can. And this is my biggest issue with Ollie is you're not getting, even though you're in a bad situation, you're not getting, I can't even say a bad situation. Even though you're not in the best situation, you're still not getting all you can out of this squad to me. You're not, Dan James is limited, we know this, but you're not getting all you can out of Dan James. Jesse Lingard, limited, but you're not getting all you can out of him. Scott McTominay, Williams, etc., etc. So that's why I'm not blaming. That's why I can't blame the off the field stuff because the better manager's getting more out of this team. So even David and like the comment said, Chelsea are moving like a proper club. well, I can't say a proper club, moving like a club with ambitions. They went and signed
sorry,
Ziyech, they signed Werner. Yeah, go on. It's cool.
This comment here, the guy who commented says, blaming Solskjaer when we have the Glazers is like putting out a fire with a bottle of water. It won't change anything. Then we might as well not have a manager then. Like, come on, man. You might as well not have a manager. Like I thought whoever's here, the Glazers. Whoever's here, the Glazers. Whoever's it, I'm not defending them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending them, but like,
yeah,
you want to have a manager.
I read that enough.
Let the players themselves.
And here's the thing. I think I've said this.
Some say the players do coach themselves, didn't it, Saeed?
Yeah. I just look at it with Ollie though. With Ollie, is he going to be the manager that's going to say to the Glazers, listen, I've had it looking, listen here, I want a sporting director. I don't think Ollie's that kind of manager who will say, listen, I need a sporting director. I need a coaching staff that's going to be good enough. I really do. Like that coaching staff for me, it's absolutely diabolical, mate. Listen, Michael Carrick is been a legend of football club. Listen, mate, you're not a coach, man. Get out of here, man. Listen, what's his Mike Phelan? Mike Phelan, yeah, was in Burnley College doing teaching and that a few years ago, man. What's he doing here, man?
He was in Australia, bro.
Exactly, man. Like, what is going on, man? What's that? Kieran McKenna, yeah, he's there doing this is what Kieran McKenna pisses me off, you know. He's there doing these little clipboards, yeah. I don't want to hear no clipboards. I want you to implement it on the pitch, man. Like, what's going on, man? Apparently, all these staff are from Mulder. Apparently, all this stuff that we're talking, yeah, are all from Mulder. Listen, Mulder Football Club, and we're talking about United here. It's an absolute embarrassment. The coaching, if Ollie's going to stay here, yeah, he needs to say, I need help. Go and get help, mate. Go and get what's it called, Robin van Persie. You know what I mean? Look at Ruud van Nistelrooy today. Is doing his coaching badges. Go and get someone of that is fresh right now, that can be ready right now. There's so many assistant managers out there. It's unbelievable. You will never ever realize how many assistant managers are. Straight away, Ronald Koeman. Guess who's getting Ronald Koeman's getting now as his assistant coach? Does anyone know?
Nah, who?
He's getting Larson. You know Larson. Henrik Larson. Yeah.
That's assistant.
Because he knows the system of the Dutch football. That's what you do. Top clubs do that. That's what you do. I just feel like Ollie needs to say to himself, I need help, man. Go and put yourself help.
And I get what Saeed's saying, and that adds further into my point in terms of even though Ollie's not in the best situation, you can still do more out of it. You can get more out of the squad you have, and then above you as well with the board and things of that nature. United aren't that far away, and there's options available. Even if you don't go and spend 120 million, even though people act like the 120 million that will be on Sancho will be upfront, it'll be like no, there'll be a first fee, and then the rest will be in installments. But you can still go and look at a left back. Alaba's reportedly leaving Bayern, and even if it's not Alaba, United have a massive multi-million pound scouting network. When is that scouting network going to earn its corn in the world of football? You telling me Manchester United scouting network can't find a left back, can't find a suitable centre back? How come us four on here, can find a suitable centre back? To me, you go and get Upamecano. It's not tough. To me, you go and inquire about Alaba. To me, you go get Thomas Partey. That's the easiest one.
If we got
Alaba, Partey, and Sancho, I'm like, yo.
Oh my
This is what I'm saying. And then the thing is, what that would do is one, show all of the fans that okay, United are serious about getting back to the top, and then two, it would give Ollie more leeway in terms of all right, say it didn't go well in the first 5 to 10 games. We're like, all right, at least you're trying to go in the right direction. That's what it is. And in terms of United moving slow with signings and things, we always move slow with signings. This is why I'm not upset. Once you show me what you are, I can't get mad at that. We move slowly. But how long did it take us to sign Wan-Bissaka? How long did it take us to sign Maguire? So I can't get mad when this is your behavior. Like, I can't be upset. Same way I said about Ollie Sealing. Go on, Saeed.
Yeah, but then you got Igalo. Igalo's come in here. He's on 130 grand a week here. This is right, 130 grand a week he's on, and the guy's hardly playing. I understand he's not thinking, but the guy Ollie brought him on 2 minutes ago. This is a player, yeah, that you said he wanted to stay. I'm looking at it right now, yeah. I wouldn't even mind Igalo going in January and then maybe going to buy another striker that will affect the game.
Can I mention this one actually? Because we had a debate about this. There's a lot of people commenting about Nagelsmann, who's actually my preferred choice if Ollie was to go. I think he's unbelievable. Obviously, people talking about how Nagelsmann's basically he's took RB Leipzig from nothing, obviously without certain backing, etc. But I just want to ask you about some players, but in particular Cavani. I'm just interested to see what you guys think. Obviously,
there you go, man.
Some people are gonna say, "Oh, we don't want him. He's X, Y, and Z." But we've spoken about mentality. As I said, we've lost 3 semi-finals on the bounce. Some of the players that we linked to aren't winners, so to speak. We do need that winning mentality in the club. It's all good being high-fiving each other, but if you haven't won fucking shit, what does it mean? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can high-five each other all you want, but we need people like Bruno who's going to pull Lindelof and pull him by his shirt and say, what the fuck was that? Because at the end of the day, that's what you need in the club. You see Rio used to do all the time, with Vidic. Rio and Vidic used to argue all the time, and people think that they're fucking best mates. So we're best mates on and off the pitch, but at the same time, sometimes you tell your best mate, what the fuck are you doing, basically? And that's the kind of mentality we need. So I want to ask you about Cavani. Aaron, obviously, I'll come to you first. He's a free. I'm not saying that we should get him, but
he's already gone Benfica, by the way. He's already gone Benfica.
He has already got Benfica, but player off that.
I suppose.
And, in terms of what his credit, I suppose, he's already gone, like you said. But in terms of his ilk, is that the kind of people we should potentially look at, or do you think he's too old? So a lot of United fans will say he's too old, like the same with Koulibaly, isn't it?
What's going on, man?
I don't get this thing where people always say, he's old. But then if we were to sign a 29-year-old British striker, then everyone would jump on him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, there's always this bias when we sign a player from outside. There's always they look at his age. If the age is not an excuse, they look at his injury record. If the injury record is not an excuse, they look at his attitude.
His passport. You forgot passport, innit? If he's not, that's
I just think people do not want to see what they're not familiar with. They're not used to seeing a striker like Cavani at his age still banging in goals. To them, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to them like Ibrahimovic at 38 can still bang in goals. And he was quite old when he still came in. That's why people at that time already questioning his age. He still came in and banged in goals. Yes, he missed a lot of opportunities. I agree, but he banged in a lot of goals. Let's not forget.
One more year, by the way, AC Milan. AC Milan have given 1 more year.
There you go.
They know the quality of goals, mate. It's all about goal scoring, guys. It's not about all this messing around. Winning mentality. Bring a winning mentality in.
This last time in the dressing room, though, priceless, though, and let's be real, innit?
Yeah, when you've got the quality, the age doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Chiellini, Bonucci, Barzagli, all these guys were still playing today. It's only Barzagli that retired. Chiellini and Bonucci still going on. You know what I mean? Yes, I know it's the Italian competition, but you had people like Di Natale playing till he was like 38, 39, bro. Do you know what I mean? When the quality is there, the age does not matter. And I think in the British fan base as a whole, there's this problem of if we haven't seen enough of him and he's a certain age, we think he's finished. No, he's not. No, he's not. Do you know what I mean? Do not be surprised. Yes, people are going to say, yeah, he's going to go to Portugal now. It's a pub league. He's going to bang in goals. Bruv, like, I want to see you go to the French league and bang in goals. I want to see you do that. I want to see an English striker go to PSG and become the all-time top scorer of PSG. Like, I want to see an English striker do that. I want to see an English striker go to Benfica and bang in 35 goals. I want to see that as well. It's not as easy as people think, It's not as easy.
What does it mean, imbalance? When Nick Sports says imbalance there, I don't get what he means by imbalance because you're bringing someone off the bench. You know what I mean? You've got quality. It's all about strength and depth. Like, what will happen was Martial will be up top, but he knows Cavani's behind him. Then he improves. Then Cavani comes up. It's all up. Listen, by PSG last night, PSG last night had Sarabia, Paredes, Herrera, Garner Gay, what's his name? The guy Draxler. That's 5 midfielders, man.
Verratti as well.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about competition for places, guys. It's not about one person, one excel. Yeah. You got to bring something off the bench, man. Giroud is 33. 33.
Someone mentioned another striker. Is that Immobile? Great striker. Immobile is one of the top 3 strikers in the world right now to me. Immobile, is fantastic. Who did he play for?
Lazio, okay. And Giroud, like I say, Giroud's a great shout.
Like something stupid like 35 goals.
And then they're saying that the wages. Someone said the wages will be a joke. But then again, we're putting the Galo 130 grand a week.
It's one season though. It's one season. It's not going to kill us.
Here's the difference with that though. Here's the difference with that though. Say Cavani was United were to sign Cavani. If Cavani knew he was going to be a squad player and coming off the bench,
exactly,
and his wages weren't astronomical, I'm for it. The problem I have with Cavani coming in is that's not Cavani. Cavani's been a starter and one of the main men wherever he's been. So I don't see him getting to 33 and all of a sudden wanting to be back.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean in terms of. But we're talking about Cavani. Cavani's a high profit. Yeah.
Okay.
Cavani? I'm not talking about Cavani comes in and would do that, but I'm talking about like Dries Mertens. Dries Mertens here was available in the January transfer. He wanted to move. But that was a player 32, around 32.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's players out there that will come and maybe fight for their place. When you come to Man United, we've had Berbatov, Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo, 4 strikers we had. You know what I mean? All fighting for places. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should know that himself more than anyone. He fighted for his place. I think what we have to realize is I don't want Martial to lose his spot. Listen, it's not about that, man.
It's not about individuals, man. It's about the team, man. Come on, man.
That's the problem. We're always looking at nitpicking. His wages. He's too old. Listen, let them come first. Let them do something, and then we can talk about it later on. I just feel like we need to gamble more, man. I know Sanchez was a problem, but if you had the right structure, maybe you would say to Cavani, right, you know what? Come on, man. 200 grand a week. I take 200 grand a week, Cavani, me. And I feel like if the right structure was there, Premier League, you know what I mean? He will get more than that with sponsors, with shirt deals, all that kind of stuff. He'll be getting more endorsements in England than he would in French League. So that kind of hype of the Uruguayan fan base, the South American fan base, the shares and all that stuff, will be generating money for Cavani. Not only the wages. You say to him, right, 200 grand a week, and all that, that fan base you bring and the social media drive you bring from South America, you know what? It's all you. That's all your money. And then that becomes a package in itself. You got to think like that, man. You know what I mean? Just think, 300 grand a week, I don't want him. But the problem is the board and the structure cannot put it to a plan and a
package. That's what it comes back down to, doesn't it, really, in terms of the board?
You know what? A lot of people want us to sign. Just another thing, like the age thing. Oh no, he's too old. Like I feel like a lot of people just want us to sign a bunch of babies, and I'm just like, where?
That's the problem.
Where is the experience? Where are the leaders in the team? We need leaders as well. You need a couple of figures in your team that are going to be advanced in age. Yes, they can be close to 30 or in their 30s, but at least you've got leaders in your team to guide the younger players in your team. I don't want to go into a Champions League game against Bayern Munich with a bunch of 18, 19, 21, 22-year-olds. No, man, I don't want to get slapped. I don't want to get embarrassed.
Well, to be fair, like a perfect example of this, right? What you're just referring to now in terms of age, and I will speak about CDM because we've got a few people that are asking about the CDM position. Boateng, obviously I'm not saying I want to Man United, but the amount of fans that were like, nah, allow Boateng is X, Y, and Z, and then my man is basically taking his team potentially to Champions League final, and he's been absolutely phenomenal in a system that supports him. Like I know Saeed gets a lot of shit, right, for saying Maguire's a system defender. I'm not going to bring you up because it's too long of a debate. But in Saeed's defense, it's all about protection. Like you need to have protection in front of the players. The way football works is you play to the strengths of your players, and you also try to nullify, the weaknesses of your players. So at the moment, if you put Maguire in a 1v1, which we've been doing left, right, and centre, what do you think is going to happen in a foot race? He's going to get exposed. He's going to be made to look shit. That's what's happening. And that is down to tactics. But at the same time, it's also down to personnel as well. I do think that. So I think the CDM role is just as important as Sancho for me. Because if we want to improve, we've seen how good Matic can be. But let's be honest, Matic, he has his limits, so to speak. I just want to talk about Fred first and foremost, right? Because I think after lockdown, I'm going to be honest with you, he's been shit. Prior to lockdown, he was actually my player of the season.
Boys, I'm very sorry. I'm going to have to leave you guys, yeah?
Yeah,
Yo, bless having you.
Man. Thanks for having me on.
No, it's bro, pleasure, man. Thank you for coming on. Yeah, so obviously I was saying regarding Fred, but the last 2 games for me personally, I want to ask you guys. I know you're a massive fan, Saeed, so I'll come to you second. Flores, has he made a case for him being in CDM? Because I think he's arguably man of match in both games.
He definitely has a case, even though I don't believe CDM is his best position. He can definitely do a job there. And I don't know where this myth came from, and it might just be on social media where you need 11 world-class players, and your bench is full of world-class players. Is Fred a world-class player? No. But is he a good squad player? 1,000%. Can he come in and do a job? 1,000%. As a midfielder, he pretty much has everything you has everything you need in terms of playing in the center of the park. Not in the attacking sense, but defensive sense. He's tenacious, great engine, never stops running, technically sound, can use both feet, always tries to play the pass in front of whoever he's playing it into. I've noticed that when he plays it into the fullbacks, he always punches it in and plays it with pace. He's trying to get on the front foot. Even though he's small in stature, he's pretty strong as well. So it's kind of like, I don't understand why. And Fred, can he do a job in that CDM role? Yes. Do I want him as the first choice CDM? No. But say, for instance, all right, let's say it's Matic, for instance. And Matic is playing CDM, and then he gets injured or suspended, and Fred comes in for a couple games. I'm cool with that. Same way I'm sold on Thomas Partey. Anyone who's watched me on anything, I've been talking about this guy from before lockdown. That's the guy we need to go and sign. So say, for instance, Thomas Partey comes in, it's a midfield of Partey, Pogba, Bruno. Partey gets injured or picks up a suspension. If Fred comes in, I'm not batting an eyelid, because even though the level drops, it doesn't drop to the point where it's a difference. Good squad player. I don't see where people get on his case. I don't understand why people act like he's a problem when we have the likes of Pereira in there, who's a bigger issue. James is a bigger issue. McTominay is not on Fred's level, even though, again, McTominay and James are in the boat. I think they're both squad players, and I have no issue with that. Around systems and things like that, this is what I keep referring to. You get the most out of your squad players. Look at Liverpool's bench. I hate using them as the benchmark, but look at their bench. If we had their bench, we'd be more angry now and saying we need to improve if we had their, but they can win a league and win Champions Leagues and things of that nature with that, because they have obviously a system above. They have a manager who can get the best out of those type of players. No, like and none of us are taking Shaqiri or Origi.
Yeah,
or Jordan Henderson.
I'm just reading his comments regarding the Liverpool bench. I wouldn't take any of them really.
This is what I'm saying. Nobody's taking it, but yet they're the best team in the country right now. So that's why I don't buy this. Oh yeah, of course we need to improve, definitely, but I don't buy. That's why he didn't put anyone on in the game because the bench is not good enough. That's a cop out, and people defending Oli, even though, like I said, I don't believe the severe defeat was his fault. So yeah, Fred should stay. I don't see the issue. He's not kicking up a fuss. He's not saying I want to play first ball. So what's the issue?
Yeah, no, I do agree in terms of, obviously, I wasn't even insinuating. There's some people, I would have a couple of bad games people are wanting to get rid. But Saeed, what are your thoughts? Because I know you're a massive fan of Fred. You always talk about him. Yeah. And actually, I remember you getting a lot of shit a couple of months ago on Mark's podcast, obviously United Stand, when you said you'd play Fred in CDM. Obviously Rick was giving you shit for obvious reasons. Do you think there's a potential that he could do it? Because I'm not gonna lie, I thought the midfield against Sevilla was absolutely phenomenal. All three of them guys, they deserve to lose. I think that's why Bruno was so pissed off. I thought Pogba was absolutely brilliant. They could have 2-3 assists each on another day. But what are your thoughts on that midfield as a unit? Do you think Fred does basically have the ability to allow Pogba to go further forward in a 4-3-3? Because ideally, I'm sure we all want a 4-3-3, really, don't we?
Yeah, I think it's for me. I like Fred, and don't get me wrong here. I was never the biggest Fred fan. Me, I don't know. Yeah. You got to look at the archives. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, no, I remember. You used to.
There you go. Then
you apologized as well to Flex when he called you out. I remember.
Exactly. Remember, I apologized to him. So for me, like I wasn't his massive fan because I was thinking, what kind of a midfield is he? He's losing the ball away, but he's growing in confidence. And a player, when he comes from a different country, needs to grow in confidence. And obviously, Mourinho didn't really play him when he was last season. For us, but he didn't really play him, and I thought we're missing a trick here. The problem is with Man United and Man United fan bases, we get hooked up in this idea of a CDM. I understand people want a CDM that's going to solidify the back four, it's going to shield the back four, but what you got to do as well is you got to be good on the ball. And Fred is good on the ball, and he can play the ball quicker. He plays the ball quicker through the lines than Matic does. He covers more ground than Matic. The only thing that Matic does well is clearing it in the air. Maybe he's a more of a solid CDM. But
I think he reads the game well, to be fair, Matic.
Reads the game well, yeah. But I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking Fred complements Bruno and Pogba so much, man. I just look at Fred and Bruno Pogba, yeah. The way they were playing in that game, I was like, wow, because the ball was quick to them. It wasn't a case of Matic passing it sideways. It was a great, just quickly pass the ball. I think Fred, knows that he has to work to be in this squad. He knows that the levels of Man United. He knows that, you know what, I've got to work my way to become a fan favorite. And he knows that he's on a good wage. He comes from Brazil, where Brazil, you know what I mean, you know how hard it is growing up in Brazil and Ukraine and whatnot. He knows that, you know what, yeah, this is going to be my tip of my career. And he knows that he's got to work hard. You know what I mean? I just feel like people just give time to Fred. And I almost think that if he plays with Partey, imagine a midfielder, Partey, Partey, Fred, and sometimes Bruno. Then you can play Partey, Fred, and Pogba. Partey, Fred, and you know what I mean? You can switch it up, man. Champions League as well. Fred can play Champions League.
We need Partey.
To put you off there though. That's one point I want to make about Fred as well. Say we want a little bit more stability. You could play the CDM next to Fred, because Fred will offer you defensively more than say a Bruno or a Pogba in there. This is what I'm saying, having different options, because obviously we all want United to play 4-3-3. Well, us three on here, I should say. But say we're going away to the Bernabeu or away to PSG. If Oli plays two holding midfielders, I'm cool with that. The issue I have with the 4-2-3-1 is when we're playing at home to Norwich or at home to Aston Villa or at home to Crystal Palace or West. Why do you need two sitting midfielders?
And the two holding and the two mobile ones as well. They're not as if they're two staggering.
He's got no license to go forward. It's like if he passes the ball, you can't run past the guy. Like that's just basic pass, move past your player.
Yeah,
it pisses me off so much. I'm sorry for the whatever, but when I see Pogba pass the ball to Bruno and he just stands there and looks, because obviously, you know, Pogba, I just want to open his legs up and just get into the box, man. Because when he did it, when Oli first came in, these mans could not hack him. He bagged in 2 goals, practically 4 games on the bounce, man. Like, with a couple of penalties, but he was on fire. They couldn't defend against him. So for me personally, the need to just unleash him a bit more. Like, I know people will say, you know, what you said, Si, in terms of Fred, you don't need a DM that's a traditional DM, so to speak. The game has evolved. You know, we're not back in Souness's day when you just fucking kicks one and have no technical ability. Do you know what I mean? Like, the game changes. Look at Thiago. He's next to Goretzka. Goretzka, yeah, you would say he's a very tenacious box-to-box, but you wouldn't associate, well, a lot of people didn't associate Thiago as a CDM, as Aaron rightly pointed out, and a lot of people have, you know, looked stupid now since the last couple of games when they've actually watched him play. So I think if we want to be one of the better teams, we need to evolve with the times as well. This 4-2-3-1 is very dated. I do agree. I just got 2 more questions and then we'll wrap it up because the Champions League is going to start. One's about Bruno and it's going to be very short probably. Captaincy. And I'm going to ask you first, Saeed, because I know Maguire's your boy.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying Maguire. I don't want to say stripped of captaincy because for me personally, again, Maguire's getting so much unnecessary hate. I just don't even know where it's coming from. But what are your thoughts? Should he be taken off captain, given to Bruno, or does it really not matter who's captain?
I don't think it matters. Captain does not matter in this Man United team. I think they're all weak mentality. Every single there's a lot of weak mentality in the squad, and I feel like what I mean about that is there's not a lot of leaders anyway in the whole team. Like it's for me, it's a false reality of a captain. Yes, captain can tell you, listen, right, everyone come up the pitch. You know what I mean, let's go together. But when you've not got the lack of quality and you haven't got the management of like the manager not bringing the right ideas to the team, it almost becomes a false reality of a captain. Captain in a team full of captains for me sounds right. A captain in a team where they know what they're doing and it's a case of, you know what, everyone knows their positioning, then that's right. But a captain can't carry every single player. You can't say to Bradley Williams, right, get in this position. You can't say to Lindelof, be in a position where there's a man behind you. You can't tell what Misaka, listen, go outside of the background, then go in there. For me, there's a I don't know, man. I just feel like the word captain in this Man United team, when the structure's bad, when the plays, when we haven't won a trophy in so many years, there's so many things going on right now. I feel like captain, all this captain nonsense here, we should forget about that. Let's start winning games. Let's start building momentum. Let's start winning a trophy. Then we can start saying, you know what? Wow, we need the captain here because we're about to get onto something big. We haven't made it yet, guys. We have not made anything yet.
Yeah, we definitely not made shit.
You know what I mean? So all this talk about armbands and all that, man, when we're struggling to be, you know what I mean, like West Ham at home.
Saeed Woodward, man.
Trust me, man. I wish, man. I wish.
Same, bro, man. At least you fucking signed one. That'd be nice.
Yeah, man.
Flawless, what do you reckon, mate? Obviously, Saeed's quite, passionate about, the whole.
I get what captaincy. Yeah, I get what he's saying in terms. I disagree with Saeed in terms of when he talks about the mentality of the players being weak. I think we're overestimating their ability. I just think some of these players just ain't good enough. Like even with the Sevilla game, to go back onto that, like you mentioned how I don't agree with we bottled that. I think our attackers just fluffed their lines, which is rare because our attack is cold, and our defenders just didn't defend well enough. We know Lindelof's not good enough. That's why no one's very shocked by the mistake. Williams, at this moment in time, is not good enough to be playing left back for Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's what's it called? That's an uncharacteristic of him to make two defensive errors in that fashion. So I don't think it's a mentality thing. I think with some of the players, it's just they ain't. I mean, it's not a mentality thing. They're just not good enough. And onto the captain's thing, I do agree with Saeed in terms of if you're a captain, you're a captain. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're all playing 11 side, and all three of us on here have captain attributes. It doesn't matter if I'm the captain, if Saeed's the captain, or Usmaan, you're the captain. We're still gonna showcase those leader attributes.
Well, as Bruno did against Lindelof,
As Bruno did, so that's not going to change. Bruno, same way. I'm taking it back a few years, but when you had Vidic, Rio, Gary Neville, who are all three of them are leaders. If Gary Neville's the captain, that's not going to stop Rio or Vidic from voicing their opinion and still leading on the pitch. That type. But I just think that, like we were talking about the 4-2-3-1 being dated, that leadership, that leader player is dead. Like, I hate the phrase "grab the game by the scruff of the neck." What does that mean? I don't understand. Someone explain to me it's all passion, blood, guts, and thunder and that. I never seen Zidane, quote unquote, grab a game by the scruff of the neck. And he's one of the greatest players ever to play the game. I've never seen Messi do that in that sense. I've seen him take games away from teams, but I've never seen him grab the game by the scruff of the neck. So that confuses me. But yeah, in terms of captains, I like Maguire as a captain. I think he's vocal. Bruno is showing leader abilities. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pogba, I believe, is a leader. You see him talking all the time. So it's kind of like, it's not a leader. We just need talent. Like we were talking before about nationalities and ages and things like that. No, we need talented. We need more talented players. We need a more talented manager. We need talented people in the board, more talented people in the boardroom. We need footballing people in footballing positions. We need more talented scouts. We just lack talent across everywhere. You know me, like
talentless.
We're talentless. Yeah, me, and I can't say completely talentless because some of our first team are cold. Our front five's cold. I've said this. Our front five the best in the country. Now David Silva, Avengers, you get what I'm saying? Now David Silva has left Manchester City. There's not a better front five in the country. There's not a better front five in the country.
There's definitely a case for that, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My boy Lowe's is here, and he's an Arsenal fan. Right. He's an Arsenal fan, and even he's like, there's not a better front five.
Well, if Arsenal fans saying it, you know it's facts because they don't rate any United. Listen, just to finish off quickly, because I know the Champions League game's going to start, so literally quick one. Obviously, first and foremost, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, drop a lot of that good stuff, and show the boys some love. But Henderson, I have to talk about it again. Yeah, obviously, I got very strong Sheffield United roots, and all the guys I've spoken to who work in the academy, academy coaches, etc. They're all saying he's leaving, basically, and he's posted something on social media as well saying he's leaving. Well, basically insinuating he's leaving. Do you think that is the right decision, Saeed? What are your thoughts? Do you think he can challenge the here, or what are your thoughts?
I think he can challenge the here. Don't get me wrong, he can challenge him, but I just feel like it's another problem for Man United. They don't need right now, man. I just feel like it's going to be a lot of, there's a lot of things happening right now that are taking away the problems of what we actually need to sort out. Like, keeper for me is not a paramount issue. I'll still give De Gea another season or at least another chance. And then if he messes up big time in 2-3 games and it costs us a lot of points, then Henderson comes in. But I just feel like something's, for me, I feel like there's something going on here. I feel like he's going to go to either on loan again to another club bigger than Sheffield United. Bigger than Sheffield United, which makes me worried. Which makes me realise that, I don't know, because you look at the keepers right now, Romero, Grant, there's another guy called Poole, I think he's called, De Gea. It's like 4 or 5 keepers there already. Like, Henderson goes in there, there's another keeper. I just don't know. I think he comes in the squad, he helps us out, but I just feel like he's a problem that we don't need right now because we need to find substitution. We need to find subs, people that could come in the bench, help impact the team. We don't need Henderson coming in and it's a saga about Henderson. Or is he staying? Is he going? Is he going to be first? We don't need all that nonsense. We need to find Sancho, Koulibaly, whoever's coming in, and let's get them in first.
It's true. It's true. I do agree. I personally think he needs another year. I've seen a lot of him this season, and although he's been fantastic, a shot stopper, he's, to be fair, I don't know if it's in United mold or something, but the guy's making the same mistakes as De Gea. Basically, he's not good off his line. He's not really a sweeper keeper.
I know.
They've got the same weaknesses. It's so weird to watch. But Florida's, what are your thoughts, just quickly, obviously before the game starts?
Oh, I've had it up to here with De Gea. Like, I'm done. Either the start of next season, it needs to be dropped, or so. Like, I'm done with this guy. He's been bad for 2 seasons. So it's like something. It has this issue has to be addressed. So either he gets dropped or he gets sold. Whether it's Henderson who comes in, whether Romero starts as number 1, whether Henderson starts as number 1, or we go and sign another goalkeeper. I just don't want to see David De Gea in the sticks. How many points has this guy cost us this season? How many points has this guy got? He's cost us more. He's probably cost us more points than any other player this season.
No, he's cost more than Pickford, which is saying a lot, isn't it, really?
And I don't rate Pickford at all because he's a mistake. He's a walking mistake to me. Like Pickford, anytime I see him play, I'm like, you're going to make an error. He reminds me of Titus. He reminds me of Titus Bramble, where you're like, you're going to give me something. You know, where you're like, you're going to give me something. You get what I'm saying?
Put respect on Bramble's name. He's not as bad as Pickford, man. That guy's
you know, he's bad as Pickford, but he's just that same. Even though obviously the Bramble one was like media driven, it still had that. It still has that same effect where I'm like, yo, you can make a mistake at any moment. And De Gea's been that. De Gea's cost us more points than anyone else. Yes, he was good for the world class for the 5-6 years. Where it comes to a point where it's like, all right, people say form is temporary, class is permanent. Well, your form's been bad for 2 years. Maybe you just dipped. Maybe you need a new challenge. Maybe it's a mental block because I don't think it's a technical issue, but he just needs to be dropped or sold regardless. Because how long are we going? So we're going to give him 3 years to be bad and maybe cost us what, Champions League qualification, or what, cost us a Champions League tie. Like he cost us the FA
final against Chelsea, didn't he?
So forget this. And here's the other thing as well. The reason why Ollie played a weakened side in that FA Cup semi-final because top 4 wasn't wrapped up. You take away De Gea's mistake, top 4 is wrapped up, then Ollie can play a stronger side, and then maybe we win the game anyway. This is my issue with it.
It's true.
So I've had it up to here. I'm done with De Gea. Done.
But well, 2 completely different opinions there. Obviously, let us know in the comment section. Just want to say a massive thank you to both the guys and all of you that have watched. We really do appreciate comments. I do apologize and couldn't get more on basically. But as always, drop a like, subscribe, show the boys some love, and also make sure you show love to Aaron as well, obviously for him being on the podcast as well. But apart from that, it's been your boy Usmaan. Peace.
Salute.
Salute.
Yes. Buzz, what do you reckon?